Happy mid-October, guys. As always, hope you and yours have had a great year so far. And honestly, that it stays positive throughout. Guys, it's really hard to believe that we're already this far into the year. I genuinely feel like it was April, like yesterday. This whole middle chunk of the year really seems to have just blown by. I mean, I guess that does seem to be the case anymore, though. We all find ourselves working on any plethora of projects, especially over the summer, from building dog runs to putting gutters on our houses and everything in between. This summer, I had the luxury of getting a fire pit built as well, among many other projects. So all kinds of really cool stuff going on. You couple all those projects, of course, with some of the entertainment additions, like football season being here, go Broncos, or a few new game launches. I mean, even if it's DLC, Indiana Jones, guys, like, couple all that together, projects, entertainment, anything we're doing, you know, life, and before we know it, boom. It's October. Guys, I like October. It's that special time of year where things finally start to really cool down. Not just in temperature either. Honestly, the drive of summer just kind of passes by, and this is an opportunity for us to finally unwind a little bit. Yes, I'm well aware of that sentence being a little strange, given our subject matter for today. So let's get right into that part of it. October, guys, it is spooky season. With Halloween in tow, this seems to be the perfect time of year to get a little scared. Horror movies strike hard in this month specifically. I mean, well, heck. Horror everything strikes hard. We all know this. October is the spook time. This is time to get scared in every facet. The interesting thing is that there's like a strong allure we have to fear in general, or at least the act of being scared. That, or maybe we just like hopping on YouTube and watching someone get scared. Horror games, in my opinion, have a lot more staying power than horror films. And this is a simple evaluation as to why, guys. We are in the driver's seat. That subtle difference makes everything from the atmosphere to any wily jump scares or anything like that, whether you see them in a movie or you experience them in the game, like, when you're in the driver's seat, that kind of stuff gets us out of our little comfort zone, real quick. It gets us unsettled pretty easily. You know, when you got the controller in your hand versus when you're seeing it happen to somebody else, oh yeah, you're unsettled. Trust me. As you guys have been seeing, over years prior, and of course still going on this year, I annually do pick a horror game to run through. This year, of course, is Alan Wake 2 and all of the psychological horror it has felt the need to throw my way. The game honestly has been very glorious so far, and I hope if you haven't already experienced it yourself, or even if you have for that matter, that you're enjoying my first run through with it. The game definitely has had me on edge. I mean, not just with like generality, like in my head, just explaining this, I have been on the edge. Physically, mentally, like it's doing everything right. And in large part, that has to do with, in my opinion, superb audio design, but also atmospheric tension. And yeah, of course, there are those random moments where a face pops up and just yells at you. I'm not gonna lie, I could do without those. But they're there. Playing through this game, though, and of course uploading each week, really got me thinking. Like, why exactly is there such a huge draw to horror anything? Is it the adrenaline rush we get from fear in general? Or the extra alertness we might have when we feel tense or uneasy? Now, I'll be the first to tell you guys, I don't have a definitive answer. I don't. But I can say for me that it seems to be like facing and overcoming that fear that has me going to games like these. Whether you kind of dial it down a little bit and kind of go of a more RPG scheme game like Dead Island, turn up psychological. I mentioned Alan Wake 2, but Silent Hill is really a big one for psychological horror. Or, yeah, guys, the masterclass that is item management and survival horror being Resident Evil. The opportunity to overcome the dread, the experience, it is a huge draw. It's right there in front of you. Regardless of what your experience is, the draw is strong. And I do think in large part it is because of what I was saying, that opportunity to face it and overcome it. Now, of course, the opportunity to overcome things, that's universal in all games. You know, that's you're being provided with a task and you gotta get over the hump. And in my opinion, with horror games, there's a little hitch in that giddy up that ends up being a little different. See, when I play Zelda or Mass Effect, I know that there's going to be that desire to beat the game. There's going to be these sections where I just kind of do my thing, maybe shoot down a bunch of Geth or, play a mini game or something like that in Zelda. What I don't know is going to be in games like that are sections like the Shadow Temple, or for Mass Effect 3, the Leviathan DLC. Two experiences that completely, even to this day, re-experiencing them, still make me a little uneasy. They make me a little nervous about each step I'm taking. The unsettling element horror provides in any media form, as I said, it's strong. And when we're expecting it from the very beginning, it needs to be even stronger. So again, Zelda, Mass Effect, you're not really expecting that. So when you get unsettled by the Shadow Temple, it's kind of a surprise. But when you come into Resident Evil, I mean, come on. Like, you have to be expecting it. You know, whether it's a game trying to scare you in a traditional sense, or just keeping you uneasy with its environment, a horror game has to elevate this experience. Because, again, like I said with Resident Evil, before you even pick up your controller, before you've turned on the system, launched the game, the first thing in your head is, oh, I've heard this is scary. Oh, I've heard this is scary. Games like Until Dawn, I think, do a really good job playing on this by actually making you express in the game what things you are afraid of. And then throughout the game, it'll subtly incorporate those things throughout your experience. Such as spiders. Yeah, that's a big one. Clowns, I know, is another one. Fantastic games like Eternal Darkness back on the GameCube actually featured insanity alongside health and magic, where your character would just gradually start seeing things. You might be walking around going to use some health, and then your character just blows up in half, and you as a player are like, wait, what's going on? Or one of the most famous fourth wall breaks in gaming being the your GameCube is experiencing technical difficulties message you had when your character was going insane. Like, it's just experiences like that, moments like that, that is a mastery. Like, this is a masterful showcase of being able to impact the player, whether it's subtle things like Until Dawn or like Eternal Darkness, where it's just blam, right? Blue screen right in your face. They're getting you uncomfortable. You couple that element with what they're doing, this masterclass, and making you unsettled, with that need to face and overcome our fears in general, that is what makes horror games so enticing. That is what makes horror games so, dare I say, intoxicating. Of course, guys, these are just my thoughts, and I wanted to glaze some cool games a little bit. You guys know how it is, especially with my experience going with Alan Wake 2. There's a lot of games that really do this genre a service. Some games so scary that I don't want to play them because of how scary I've heard they are. Like, and that's not just me. That's a lot of people are like, no, thank you. No, thank you. But yeah, with it being October, I just wanted to see, hey, let's have a little horror game chat. You know, it's nice to think about what might draw us to a certain type of experience, especially this time of year. Now, guys, is there a horror game you're currently working through this year? Or, I mean, are you just on the train with me trying to get through Alan Wake 2? Hey, let me know in the comments, all right? Let me know what you're playing, what you might intend to play, or anything else you have planned to celebrate this nice spooky part of the year. Thank you again for stopping in, guys. I hope you have a great one, and I will see you next time.